This is a list of phrasal verbs that start with the word turn. Turn against, turn around, turn away, turn back, turn down, turn in, turn inside out, turn into, turn off, turn on, turn out, turn over, turn to, turn up, turn upside down. Here we have the phrasal verb turn against. Here you have the equivalent in Spanish. Now we go to the first sentence in English. I won't be turned against my husband no matter what you tell me. And then we have the equivalent in Spanish. We will now go to the next English sentence, turn around, the Spanish equivalent of that. The English sentence, Anne was so beautiful that all the men turned around to look at her. Then the Spanish equivalent. The next one is turn away. The English for that is please turn away all the new visitors that there's no more room. And of course that in Spanish. Turn back. And as you can see to the right is the equivalent in Spanish. We'll have to turn back to the house. I forgot my bag on the table. And then the Spanish equivalent. The next one is turn down. To the right is the Spanish equivalent. The sentence in English, Al turned down a great job offer because he had to move to Rome. Then the Spanish equivalent. Then the next one is please turn down the air conditioning. I'm freezing. And then the Spanish equivalent. Turn in. Spanish equivalent. The English used in an English sentence. If you are so tired, why don't you turn in? The Spanish equivalent. Turn inside out. The English, let's turn his drawers inside out to see if we find the money you lost. The Spanish equivalent. Turn into. It's so naive of you to think that Tony will turn into a faithful man. The equivalent in Spanish. Turn off. The English, did you remember to turn the oven off before leaving? The Spanish equivalent. Turn on. The Spanish sentence, turn on the TV, your favorite movie is about to start. Then the Spanish. It was his father who turned Jimmy on to classical music. The equivalent in Spanish. Turn out. In English, Meg was afraid about not passing the exam, but it turned out fine. Spanish equivalent. Please turn out the light when you leave. Spanish equivalent. The film seemed good at first, but it turned out to be very boring. Spanish equivalent. Turn over. Louise turned over and looked out the window. Spanish equivalent. The company turned over a large amount of money every month. Spanish equivalent. This package must be turned over to the president on hand. Spanish equivalent. Turn up. The English. The cat finally turned up after being absent for many days. Spanish equivalent. Please turn the volume up. I like this song. Spanish equivalent. Turn upside down. Don't turn the room upside down. The guests will be here any minute. Spanish equivalent.